Do yourself a favor and take a moment for you. Disconnect from the hustle and bustle of your day. Be present here and now. Minimize your email, Slack, Teams, and all of your other tools. Close your eyes. Let's get lost in this moment, and together, let's paint a picture of what the future should be. Imagine a better world. Imagine a world where every business has an IT partner. A modern business world where every business, big and small, is investing in an IT service provider to support, manage, and advise on the technology they need to succeed. Imagine a world where every business thrives, not just survives, through any pandemic, any security threat, any risk, because they have the right IT partner standing with them. Imagine a world where you have no stress, no anxiety, no distractions wasting your attention, your time, and taking your energy away from empowering the businesses and people that rely on you. In this world, you have the freedom to choose, use, or offer any best-of-breed solution to your clients. This is a world where you never need to concede on security, recoverability, or efficiency because the right solution isn't available through or with the ecosystem of the PSA you run your business on. Imagine a world where all the information you need is at your fingertips. A world where you can trust this information because all your tools and solutions integrate with each other and work together seamlessly. A world where your data is automatically cleansed and synchronized in real time across your entire stack. Imagine a world where every function in your business is in tune. A world where nothing falls through the cracks during handoffs between sales, account management, procurement, service delivery, and accounting. Where your business practically runs on auto drive. A world where you finally feel confident to step away from the driver's seat to enjoy an extended vacation. Imagine not lying awake at night fretting about what you forgot to do or what you should do next. A world where you don't need to work late nights or weekends to keep on top of back-office tasks. We aren't trying to sell you on this idea in the sense of converting you to it. We want you to play with this idea. We want you to think of its possibilities. We are merely putting it forward as a possibility of life. That doesn't have to just be a possibility, though. Together, we can make it your future reality.
And now, welcome to the Leg Up Stage, co-founder and CEO of Gradient MSP, Colin Knox.
A lot of people have asked us, what is Gradient? And what's most important to us is what we aren't. Gradient is not your average channel vendor because we don't consider ourselves a vendor. We see ourselves as a champion for the IT channel, becoming the fabric that connects everything you use to everything you do. We aren't here to replace or displace any existing products or solutions in your MSP stack. We're here to make all of them more valuable for you. We aren't here to compete with anyone. We're here to make everyone's lives easier. We're here to bridge the growing gap between MSPs and their vendor partners in a way that makes the world a better place for both sides of the ecosystem, and ultimately better for every business that works with an MSP. This path wasn't stumbled upon by accident. We chose this path with purpose, and everything we do revolves around this ethos, all the way down to the design of Gradient's logo, with the 3 dots and the incomplete surrounding circle. The incomplete circle symbolizes a commitment to maintaining and fostering an open ecosystem, regardless of market consolidation and staggered competitive positions. The first and third purple dots represent each side of the industry, MSPs and channel vendors. Without the middle dot, there's an uncomfortable gap. A gap that causes tension, apprehension, and creates blockades and limitations to either side achieving the success they hope to. The middle dot is gradient, bridging the gap and completing the chain. This is a journey of 10,000 steps, and we don't expect it to happen overnight. Every journey starts with the first few steps. Our first step was launching Tidy this past June, helping MSPs analyze and cleanse the data in their PSA, their source of truth, so they can see their reality more clearly. Our second step launches today with a product we've named Billable. This is the beginning of connecting your stack to your PSA of choice and automating what is one of the most valuable, yet most painful and frustrating tasks you need to perform as an MSP every single month. As an industry, MSPs waste nearly 1 million hours on this task each month. Think about that for a minute. If the words 1 million hours doesn't sound crazy enough, realize that's the equivalent of spending 114 years doing billing reconciliation each month. That's right, more than a century. That means as an industry, MSPs are spending more than a millennium every single year making sure they bill their clients the right number of seats, storage, and sites for all the solutions you resell. Beyond that celestial amount of time being wasted, let's consider for a minute the amount of revenue MSPs are missing out on as a result of doing billing the same way we did 20 years ago. Gradient surveyed hundreds of MSPs to determine how much of their revenue they think they're missing out on due to their current approach to billing reconciliation. The answers ranged from 3 to 10%. If we consider at the bottom end of that at 3%, that works out to $7.5 billion that we've conceded as an industry to not collect every year. To put that into perspective, depending on the day, that's enough to acquire both Datto and Enable at their respective public market caps and still have $1 billion left over every year. By some research, $7.5 billion could be enough to end world hunger. And as an industry, we could do it every year. As an MSP, you've adopted and relied on automation in many ways, deploying system configs, installing software, escalating incidents. You've experienced the exponential impact it's resulted in. Scalability to do more work, support more businesses and users, and so on. Yet collectively, we have all continued to accept doing billing like it's 1999 as a way of life. If there's one thing I've learned from being a part of this industry for the last 20 years, it's that complacency kills. Those who didn't move to a more managed services model have struggled. The companies that didn't adopt PSA solutions have been held back. Those who didn't leverage RMM tools have dwindled and couldn't keep up. It's time to end complacency. It's time to start bringing your recurring business processes and tasks into the modern era. It's time to introduce you all to Billable. I don't need to tell you about the stress and frustration you experience every month doing billing. I don't need to convince you any more than I already have of what it's costing you in terms of time and money. You already know the magnitude. Instead, I'll pose to you once more to imagine the future you want for yourself, for the industry, and for the world. Today, I encourage you to take the next step towards that future. Gradient has taken the first couple steps, and we'd like to invite you to join us on this journey, whether you're an MSP or a channel vendor. This is the most exciting initiative I've ever worked on, and I'm so energized to be on this journey. Together, we can create a more open ecosystem with more ways to automate our businesses and more best-of-breed solutions becoming viable for MSPs. And together, we can unlock a massively bigger opportunity for our industry. There's a quote from Mark Twain that reads, "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do." Our vision is an audacious one, and it will be a challenging journey. But don't we all owe it to ourselves to give it a shot?
Welcome to the Leg Up Stage, the Vice President of Channel for Gradient MSP, Mr. Dave Goldie.
Welcome to Leg Up 2021. Thank you to everyone for all of the time and energy that you invested in bringing this virtual conference to life. And thanks to you, everyone, for attending. We understand the value of your time and energy. There are so many events out there now, especially virtual events, and so much content coming at us. So we truly appreciate the time and energy that you're investing in Leg Up. We hope that you come out of today with a leg up on 2022. Why did you decide to invest this time with us? What caught your attention? Was it the CEO keynote that we just watched? Was it the prizes? Was it our amazing sponsors? Was it to learn something new for your business? Was it people and engaging with people that you like? Was it the mystery and suspense of Gradient? Who we are, what have we been up to, and what do we have planned? Let us know your reason, and no matter what it is, thank you. Today we want to serve you the most value possible. Today, we want to make sure that you get the highest return on your investment of time and energy. So if it was the keynote, we hope that you enjoyed it as much as we hoped you would. If it's prizes, we're going to have some awesome prizes today. Everything is by draw. We have 2 early bird lunch for a month prizes. Of course, the PS5, just in time for the holidays. We have 5 $200 Best Buy gift cards and 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Armor is also offering a Yeti cooler. We want to partner with you and be a part of making the world a better place. As you heard in the kickoff keynote, Gradient believes that every business needs the right IT partner in order to thrive in the modern business world. We love MSPs, and we believe that you make the world better by the services that you provide to businesses that are vital to the global economy and essential to our communities. Here's how today is going to work. Shortly, I'm going to ask Colin to come join me here. That was quite the keynote and quite the vision. I have some clarifying questions before we move on. I'm sure you have a lot of questions too. You'll see a live group chat happening on the right-hand side of your screen. Jump into that chat, participate, and engage. We have several members of the Gradient flock in there. All of our sponsors have their team in there. And of course, all of you MSP brilliant minds. So engage and let's keep the conversation going. If you have questions, please drop them in the questions section of Crowdcast, and our team is here to jump on them, ready to make sure that you have the best experience and that you're well taken care of today. If you're curious about what's coming up and when, open up another tab in your browser, go to www.legupconference.com, and the full agenda is there to make sure that you can't miss any of the sessions that you are interested in today. Of course, we want to thank all of our amazing sponsors for supporting us with Leg Up, our first event. Each of our baller sponsors have 30-minute educational content sessions. We'll have 5-minute interviews with each of our gold sponsors, sprinkled throughout with some golden nuggets and insights on the market and what's happening in the industry. We also made an adjustment to our original agenda. Although we are launching a product today, this is not a product launch event. We had previously planned a boot camp for Billable, and we'll provide that to you on demand after Leg Up. Instead, and you're going to love this, at 3 p.m., we're having Ray Orsini moderate an Ask Me Anything session, grilling Gradient on anything live. So if you have questions on who Gradient is, why Billable, the industry, what's happened in the past, what's happening now, in the future, nothing is offside or out of bounds. You've got to tune in for this. We will not be recording this session. So if you want answers to the burning questions, you'll have to join us live. At 4 p.m., we'll have a 20-minute break. At 4:30 p.m., all of our PSA sponsors are going to be running Perfecting Your PSA educational sessions. This covers Datto's Autotask, Kaseya BMS, Synchro, and Halo PSA. And my favorite part, at 5:15 p.m., digital libations with an amazing virtual bartender, where we can reconnect together and have some fun, and of course, give away all of these amazing prizes. Doesn't this all sound awesome? We love the channel. We love MSPs. We love all the vendors who serve this great community. We want to help bring the channel together, working together better in true partnership on a mission to make the world a better place. Join us on this mission. Partner with us. It's free. Experience this beautiful product, Billable. Engage with us. Let's change the channel and make it better together. Now, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Let's get started and let's help you get a leg up. Well, Colin, welcome back.
Thanks, man. I've got a different background than that fancy keynote that we arranged there, but yeah, happy to be comfy, sitting down. A little bit nervous, not sure what questions you prepared. I know you had some burning questions that you wanted to keep secret until now for me to be responding to. So, yeah.
So that is actually my first question. Did you have any questions before this session?
Did I have any questions before this session? No, I sure didn't. But I'm super excited to be here. You know, just as well as anybody else on our team, how committed we are to transparency and openness. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to do this, and you can be the steward of the IT channel right now and all the burning questions that you have until our AMA later this afternoon when Ray will really grill us, I'm sure.
Colin did not have the questions, everyone. All right, so let's jump right in. So that was an amazing keynote. Can you follow that up with some really important clarifying questions for us? Why are you trying so hard to look like me? Did you seriously pay one of my bar tabs back in the day, and how much was it?
I did pay one of your bar tabs. That was at a DattoCon. I want to say it was in Denver. But yeah, apparently we look enough alike that before I was able to leave the bar, the rather large bartender accosted me and told me there was no way I was leaving without clearing my tab, which I was pretty sure I had already done so. And yeah, I think it was about a $1,200 bar tab. We shared some debate back and forth, a little bit of negotiations, maneuvering. I think we got it down to about $800. Signed it, paid it, and was confused AF leaving the bar. Not sure where the heck that came from, but whatever. So
I had a very different experience. I went outside for a minute and I came back inside and they had told me my bar tab was paid. It was awesome. Why am I here? I think everyone thinks that we hated each other.
Yeah, I think we played that really well. I think, there was some animosity for a while, like you would ever have healthily for when you're competing with other people. But, I long respected everything that you did over at IT Glue as that business was scaling and building, and really appreciated your approach and how engaged you were in the community. And as we were getting going here at Gradient, and really getting ready to accelerate things, your name was the first one that came to mind when I was thinking about who we could entrust to go to the channel with this, who really is focused on serving the community and would be committed to the greater purpose that Gradient is trying to fulfill.
Well, thank you. I think, there's probably a lot more that we can share about what really happened in the past, but let's get to today, and all joking questions aside.
Absolutely.
Making the world a better place. Come on, seriously, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Everybody wants this great mission. Everybody wants to make the world a better place. What's my purpose in life? And everybody wants to leave the world a little bit better than they found it. And a lot of people might say, hey, how's Gradient building some technology, some software platform that's reconciling billing? How's that going to make the world a better place, really? And I think it's just a bigger picture of what we look at. When you look at what our wonderful voiced over introductory speech was this morning, and talking about the future state of the world and this modern business world, and as a managed service provider, everything is interconnected and seamless, and data is automatically synchronized in real time across an entire stack. I mean, that's a big picture and that's big technology. But again, how does that make the world a better place? We're starting with billable, which attaches that resale stack through to the contracts and your PSA so that every MSP is getting paid for what they're doing. But when you look beyond that, when you look at the bigger picture, what we're building is a business automation and an integration platform. And what that's going to allow us to do is make any product, any best of breed solution in the world immediately MSP-centric and capable, accessible and viable for an MSP to use, to resell, to deliver to their clients. And the way that, to us, that makes the world a better place is because no SMB is ever going to face that situation where they've been struck by ransomware and they couldn't recover. As an MSP and an IT partner, you couldn't recover their data. And so now maybe they're out of business. Right? And the reason you couldn't recover their data is because the backup solution that you wanted to use or needed to use or would have been best fit because of whatever SaaS applications they run on, maybe it wasn't available through the ecosystem that you run as a PSA. Maybe it just didn't integrate through, so you had to make a different choice, or maybe it can't integrate through. We don't want any MSP and ultimately their SMB clients, or maybe not even SMB, any of their clients, to ever have to concede on recoverability, on security, efficiency, just the right fit solution for them. And by making sure that we can help mitigate incidents from happening, whether it's a security risk, whether it's a business continuity issue or anything else, that's how we believe we're making the world a better place, by keeping those SMBs in business through MSPs, because they were able to deliver the best of breed, right fit solutions for them without having to worry at all, is this viable for me as an MSP? Does this integrate to my PSA? Will it tie through, or any of those things? So that's, to us, how we can help drive the IT channel, how we can help empower MSPs, and how we make the world a better place.
Absolutely love it. You talk a lot about open ecosystem. So define what an open ecosystem means for you.
Yeah, so it's no secret that there's market consolidation happening in our space, and even the pace that it's happening at is accelerating, and that's a natural course of business, and that's a natural cause and occurrence in any industry that you play in. Whether you're in a different kind of broader blue ocean with a Salesforce and Microsoft and Apple and companies like that who are acquiring other tuck-ins to drive greater value on their platform to their existing customer base. The same is happening in the MSP ecosystem. And as we're watching this, the one risk that does come up is that as there becomes stronger competitive alignment between the likes of Datto and ConnectWise and Kaseya and Enable and whoever they acquire and however their stances are, there's risk where the ecosystem starts to close down, where from one day to the next, you may not realize it, but now all of a sudden, one of your vendor partners competes with the PSA company that you run your business on. And whether that encumbers their API access, whether that makes something not work effectively, or who knows what, Gradient just wants to be there to be able to help foster the continuity of those connections, those integrations, and those flows, so that everything can flow seamlessly, and we can act as a safe harbor of an abstraction layer for all of those major platform companies who, for very real and valid reasons, they may need to protect access and govern access to their APIs. Because of competitive alignments, we can still have a way where we can put controls in place that allow people to integrate seamlessly without that same risk of competitive displacement, which is ultimately what would block some of that access and impede the success of MSPs.
We're smashing you with a lot of questions right now. Do you need a glass of water?
Yeah, I will take a sip. That's so kind of you.
While you're doing that, you said that you're not a vendor, you're a champion. So beyond just differentiation, tell us, what sports have you won championships in? No, I'm just kidding.
This is excellent.
What does being a channel champion mean to you?
Yeah, so I was a bit conflicted because there's two definitions of the word champion. Right? One is the conqueror, the winner and victor of things. And that's not what we're alluding to, right? We're going to the number 2 definition of the word champion, where we can be the advocate for the industry. We can promote the industry, defend it, protect it, help just enable it to succeed. We are not a regular or any day channel vendor. Reason being is that we're delivering value to both ends of this ecosystem and this community and industry that we play in. We're here to support and drive value for MSPs in their businesses and how they operate and work. And we're here to drive value for channel vendors and how they go to market, how they interact with MSPs and the solutions they ultimately deliver to MSPs. So that's why we're trying to be a champion here. Like we said in the keynote, there's this uncomfortable gap between MSPs and channel vendors. And I've sat on both sides of that ecosystem where I've not understood what's going on, or I've been in that shoes where I've seen a demo or a new product come out and I've been like, they don't get MSPs. They don't get me, right? I've been on the other side where as a channel vendor, you make a decision, you take actions, whatever else, and then the partner base comes back and you look at it and say, I don't think they understand where we're taking this. And so part of that's the reason for all the transparency with Gradient. But again, being a channel champion, we're here to serve this greater purpose. We're here to level up the industry, to help channel vendors be more successful, to help MSPs be more successful, and ultimately drive more prosperous partnerships between each of them.
Why did you decide to tackle
I did
billing?
win a city championship in baseball when I was 11 years old, major league pitching. Booyah.
Oh, I'm sorry that I cut that off, man. Awesome. You are a champion. Why did you decide to tackle billing?
That's a good question. It's multifold. Billing was where we originally wanted to start. When we sat back and took some time off after leaving my last posting, just observing the market, and there was more and more questions coming through of, does anybody have a vendor in X product category that integrates with X PSA for billing? And I kind of watched that and I started thinking back, and I remembered being an MSP owner myself, and every month, 2 days of hell, just trying to open up all my vendor portals on every single tab on this screen, all my client contracts and my PSA on this screen, and just like back and forth and losing my place. And it was just this gut wrenching experience, but I had to do it every month so that we could get paid, and made sure that we were getting paid for what we wanted. So it's where we wanted to go. But as we look at this broader platform that we're building, this full business automation and integration platform, it came to us that as we were talking with MSPs, first we wanted to flesh that out a bit more and validate with the market that there was interest in that. And clearly we've heard very, very strongly, even by the amount of people who signed up for today, we're hearing from MSPs, this is a problem they want solved. As we embarked on this and we started meeting and having conversations with channel vendors and talking to them, we were hearing from them that this is in the top 3 feature requests that they had of all of their partners. Will you please just integrate through to my PSA so that my stuff can flow through? I don't have to double check. I don't have to reconcile. I don't have to do anything to bill my clients. And when we start to look at how that compounding effect happens, that it's not one vendor you're reconciling, right? It's not 2, it's 10, 20, 30 in some cases, depending on how broad of a service portfolio an MSP is handing down and reselling through to their clients as that full IT solution delivery offering. And so when we kind of looked at things, we said, this is where we can drive the most immediate impact and value to MSPs. This is where we can get the biggest value and understanding for us and channel vendors of what's happening in the industry, of what product categories are performing and how things are working, that we figured, let's start there. Because it is an open area where it hadn't really been solved previously. And it was somewhere that we could come in, be unique in our approach, help drive value again to both sides of the ecosystem by alleviating MSPs of this treacherous time of the month, and then also helping channel vendors to answer, again, one of these top feature requests of all their partners, to show their partners that they've been listening.
Why should somebody sign up today?
Wow. That's your job, isn't it? I think it's multifold. There's numerous reasons that anybody might want to sign up. One, I just don't want to do that task anymore. I don't want to spend the countless hours of painless time, putting into that. The other is you just don't have time to do it, or it's just too complicated, and so maybe you just don't do it. So you want to recover that revenue. And ultimately, it's about driving a better business. The other side of it is, when we look forward, looking at what we're going to be able to offer from an industry intelligence point of view, this is bringing everybody along this journey with us, where by contributing and participating in the program at this level and seeing that initial value with the billing reconciliation solution, you can feed industry intelligence that's going to come back to help your channel vendors better understand you, not as a named you, but as an industry, as your peers, as a group and collective of MSPs. What's happening for you out in the market? What are your clients actually buying from you? What are they retaining? What's working, what's not working, so that they can better help enable you with the resources you need, better fit the solutions that they're providing to you, so that those better fit your clients, and a whole bunch of other things. And then even better and more advantageous to the MSPs is look at the collective intelligence opportunities with this. I remember when I was running my MSP, and I can imagine it's still the same thing, because I sit on Reddit and I look at the Reddit posts. There's a million questions, right? What services, what's missing from my stack? What should I be offering but I'm not, as a product category? What should I be charging? Should I be bundling that? What's my business? What's the impact to my business going to be over the next year if I go with this, right? Because there's all these intrinsic things that participate where, maybe one service sells decent at a decent adoption rate, but it gets way boosted up the second you bundle it with another one. Maybe you're not seeing the adoption that you could be seeing because you've overpriced your solution, or maybe you're leaving way too much money on the table because you underpriced your solution. There's all of these ways that MSPs can get benefit by participating in the program and yes, sharing data, but it's not named data. All of the data that flows into Gradient's platform is immediately de-identified and amalgamated with everything else so that it's as a cohort, it's as a group, unnamed, unidentified, but just saying that here's what MSPs on average are seeing with top and bottom bookends and what's happening, so that that can inform our data science to drive better value through industry intelligence to everyone.
That leads me to a difficult question. I don't want to steal all of Ray's thunder later on. I know he really wants to grill Gradient. But you offered Tidy for free, now billable for free. What's the catch? What's the product?
Yeah, so it was an interesting thing. We altruistically wanted to help MSPs clean up their PSAs, and we had to build something along those lines anyways to help us. So we figured, why not give it for free? Because we have plans for making money and revenue recognition and monetization down the road. And interestingly, it was met with, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. So first, I'll tell you, yeah, billable starts free, but we do let you pay us. You can upgrade for more of that automation, more integrations and things like that, as you saw and through the quick preview of the product during the keynote there. So there is a way where we will be charging MSPs for it. But again, if we had to build a base level, we wanted to be able to offer value off to MSPs so that they can use the product and get benefit from it. Beyond that, if you've ever heard the term product-led growth, this is typical in the SaaS world. So this isn't about us stealing data and reselling data and everything else. Yeah, we have plans to create data-derived products in the future, which will be sold to MSPs, and insights and trends and whatnot will be eventually sold to channel vendors. But again, we're not giving data to people. We're giving collective insights and trends and through data-derived products. But again, product-led growth strategy. I've been at the business. I've run businesses where we've had a bunch of salespeople. MSPs in the audience, throw up your hands if you like getting phone calls, countless phone calls from channel vendors all the time to buy their stuff. No, right? So why, if we're trying to be champions of the channel, if we're trying to prove that we understand MSPs, why would we, and you especially, Dave, outfit a big sales army to just be calling down to these people? No, we can give them something for free to start, to show the value, to prove them, and then they can choose to upgrade along their path where they can pay us for areas that they believe that is most beneficial and valuable to them in a pay for value type methodology where, yeah, they're set prices, but they only pay Gradient when they're getting value from us beyond the free version that we put out there.
Gradient just received a $10.25 million investment. Yeah. I think everybody wants to know, do the founders still control the company, or is Gradient now answering to investors?
Well, I'm not wearing a diamond-studded Gradient shirt today. Just hasn't arrived yet. No, just joking. Yeah, so what was very important to us was a few things. One, we saw the power and opportunity in what we're building. And we have very high conviction with the purpose that we're serving and the mission that we're on. And we knew that to go after that, we needed capital. And it is going to be capitally intense. It's not just a journey of 10,000 steps. It's a journey of $10 million at least now. And so we needed a good amount of capital. But what was important to us is that we still maintain control of the organization and the company. So yes, what I can confirm is the founders of the company still control the company. We still control the shareholder. We still control the board. But we're taking the right steps to make sure that we go in the right direction and answer to the MSPs and to the channel vendors, and we answer to the industry. And so that's the path that we're on, and we're sure with how we structured things that the founders will maintain control for the foreseeable future through at least the next round and likely beyond.
Gradient is hiring 30 employees in the next 3 months, up to 50 in the next 6.
Yeah.
How is that going to be possible?
Through all of the hard work and initiatives that we're doing. You know what? It's amazing. Even before this announcement, we'd been reached out so many times from people at MSPs, people like MSPs that were on the verge of selling and in the process of selling their business, saying, I want to get involved with Gradient. I want to jump in. I want to make a difference in this industry. We had individuals at other channel vendors who reached out saying, hey, we want to get involved. How can we help? This looks really exciting. We want to be a part of this. So we're very fortunate to have that reputation before us, to have had that interest. We've already hired 10 people in the last week. So we're off to a good start. Things are going good. And I think it's just by staying true to our values and staying true to our culture. We've had this conversation numerous times in the executive team. It's about finding people that truly love SMB, people that truly value and understand the power that technology service providers offer the globe and the global economy, and people that are willing and getting out of bed in the morning to serve something more than just what ends up in their bank account. So we're very fortunate. We're very open. There's a number of open roles. Check the careers page on our website. See what interests you. All joking aside, that's our target, is to hire that many people. We are taking our time to make sure we hire the right people, and that we pull together a collective team that can always act in the best interests of this industry and be successful on our mission.
I think this is relevant for everybody in the channel and everybody in business today. Having a fully remote workforce of 50 to 60 employees in the next 6 months and scaling from there, there's going to be a lot of challenges. What are some of those challenges and how are you going to overcome them?
Yeah. It was always easy running businesses where you were inside the walls and the same perimeter with everybody. And you could walk down the hall, you could see people, you could overhear the buzz down the hall of what's going on. Should I jump in and help, or, what's happening? And as, we'll go back to Steve Jobs when he was designing Apple's campus, and the collisions of people in hallways and concourses and everything else that drove, interesting conversations. So, as a remote organization, we want to make sure that we can be wherever we need to be and always have people available to assist and serve MSPs and channel vendors. So there's a quick benefit to being remote. 2 is we never wanted to concede. We don't want MSPs or SMBs to concede on things. We don't want channel vendors to concede on which integrations are one over the other. We're not conceding on quality of staff either. So we want to make sure we hire the best and most brilliant people to join us in this mission, which also align with our corporate culture. And so the best way for us to be most effective and successful in that is by staying and being a remote organization. But our culture team, our operations team, people and culture teams, they're all working so hard and vigorously right now. Even people who haven't even started at Gradient yet are already working on things to empower this virtual office that we have, this global community of employees that we're pulling together. And we've got a lot of creative ways. And if you follow us on social, you start to see some of that stuff come out if that's something that you're struggling with in your business or thinking about. But yeah, we're super excited to be able to do that and operate in this manner so that, 1, people can work where they're most comfortable and where they're most effective. And 2, we can make sure that we're always empowering MSPs and vendors with the best possible talent at Gradient.
Seems like Gradient's going all in with Billable. What's happening with Tidy?
Good question. So for anybody who's already logged into their portal, if you're an existing partner, you probably see Tidy is missing from the top banner there. We had to make some tough decisions with our approach to the product right now. Tidy has gone away for a bit. It's just taking a little nap, having a hibernation, if you will. We're doing some tweaks. We're putting some improvements together for it. It'll be back online shortly. We want to get back to helping MSPs tidy up their PSAs and have that good, clear vision of their business. But one of the things and one of the lessons we learned and heard from the MSPs was, as part of doing what Tidy did in cleaning data, we needed very carte blanche access to APIs in the PSA. And that was a concern for a number of MSPs who are very security conscious and focused and just a little hesitant about it. But for us to be able to clean up a wide array of record types across all these modules of the PSA and all the metadata we needed access to for us to assess and identify if a record is clean, accurate, valid, relevant, we needed that wide access. For billable, we didn't need that same wide access. So we curtained off a lot of how we integrated with the PSA so that we can satisfy that security, that privacy, that protection, and comfort and confidence that MSPs asked for in working with Gradient. And we're working on ways to compartmentalize that for Tidy moving forward. But overall, it was just answering to the question and to the concern of the MSPs. So it will be coming back for those that want to be able to clean up parts of their business or parts of their PSA, or those who understand the benefit and want to participate in a wide open format. Then do that. I mean, we've done a whole lot of things from a compliance and security standpoint across SOC 2 Type 2 certified compliant, CCPA compliant, GDPR, HIPAA. We're working towards a lot of those standards, and we've already accomplished and acquired a lot of those standards and certifications so that we can pass along and say, not us saying trust us, but third-party auditors that are reviewing their security protocols to make sure that everything is protected and secure.
Well, just awesome stuff, Colin. We didn't want to take all of Ray's thunder, but thank you for being a good sport, a good champion, and letting us not give you the questions beforehand. Everybody, make sure that I'm sure there's lots more questions that you have. Get engaged in the live, ask me anything, and hope you guys have an awesome day.
Awesome. Thanks,
Great
guys.
job.